Hi everybody, this is Kevin and welcome back to another manga review. And today we're going to dive back into Battle Angel Alita, created, written, and drawn by Yukito Kishiro. And we're back with another Deluxe Edition Volume 3. But like a lot of the mangas that have been collected, it's rather thick. And there's really two volumes in one. You have Part 5, Lost Sheep, and you also have Part 6, Rainmaker. But in today's video, we're just going to go over Lost Sheep, which picks up right where we left off. Past two volumes, you had the whole Motorball arc, where Alita went up against Jasugun. You had introductions to new characters like Umbra and Ed, who were sort of like her managers on the whole Motorball circuit. You had another new character named Shumira, who is the sister of Jasugun. You saw Jasugun's death at the end there, and it ended with Alita reuniting with Dr. Ido, so to hopefully live happily ever after, but we know that's not the case, as we got another book here. But once again, I'm so happy I got into the manga here, just because, I mean, the artwork's terrific, the story's great, it's just a great time here. So it starts off here, actually with Zapan, who was the villain from, like, the first arc there, the beginning with Mukako. He was, like, the big hunter warrior of the Kansas bar, and then Alita came in and took over, and he actually had the bounty for Yugo and went after Yugo and sliced him up, turned him into a cyborg, and then Alita had payback and sliced up his face, and he sees Alita on the TV winning her Motorball match, and he's getting like PTSD. And at this point, this is where the movie is over. The movie, just pretty much covered the beginning, Alita's origins, and the Motorball arc. So this is like all new stuff for me. So you have he's talking to this woman Sarah, who he's in love with, right? Kind of just skipped over all that stuff, but he's in love with this woman Sarah, and in his rage of seeing Alita winning the Motorball championship, he slices his face, because that's not his real face, because Alita destroyed his face, and then decapitates Sarah. I mean, look at that. So now he's wanted for murder, and he's got a 50,000 chip bounty. And he's wanted for murder now. So this is 2 years later, after Alita, was done being the Motorball champion, defeated Jasugun, and her, Dr. Ido, and Shumira are all living happily ever after in the Kansas bar. And then Shumira here has a little girl adopted named Koyomi. So they're all a happy little family. Alita's now performing. Everyone's cheering, loving that. It's so good. And she's talking about how she doesn't have her berserker body anymore. She left it with Umbra when she became a Motorball athlete or whatever, and she needed a new body and didn't want to use it anymore because, she just didn't want it. So Dr. Ido is talking about trying to get it, and it's coming to the possession of Desty Nova, who actually, they've mentioned him sporadically throughout the past few books, kind of alluding to the fact that he's a higher power and all that, and in the movie, it was actually, you got a little silhouette of him at the end as for part 2, Desty Nova will make an appearance. So Zapan's all taped up like the mummy here, just slicing everyone, killing everyone. And he's carrying around the head of Sarah. And, it's just crazy stuff here. So you got this new guy, Murdoch, right here. And he's got all the hounds that work for him. And he's hunting for Zapan as well. And you have this crazy scene. So Zapan's looking for money or whatever, and he's talking to like this prostitute, and she wants the head or whatever, and he keeps having these dreams about Sarah and how he wants her to live, and he just wants his revenge on Alita, and he blames her. So this guy Murdoch is here, and this cute little girl Koyomi is look at her, Fang talking to the dogs. They had a dog named Fang that had passed away, and so she's calling every dog Fang. It's pretty cute. So Murdoch here is agreeing with Alita to hunt down Zapan because, we don't know why, but he wants revenge on Zapan himself, and Alita wants to just rid Zapan from the world, get rid of him, because he's a bad guy. So she lures him here, and Murdoch sends his hounds to him, and Alita sets a trap for him and just defeats him. And just the art is just so fast-paced, and, it's so good. This really is a breath of fresh air for me reading my typical superhero comic books, but they defeat, Zapan, and everything's happy ever after, and you got Koyomi here, like, oh, Fang, this is Fang's Wave, Mrs. Dada Wave. And, everyone's like, oh, it's all over now. So, in the midst of all that, Dr. Ido is on his way to meet Desty Nova to figure out where the Berserker body is. Because, they had alluded to him in the past. Desty Nova had created Mukako, who was the villain from the first volume. And he had altered the mind of Jasugun, who was a good guy. He was a noble character, but he had his mind altered. And that's how he was so powerful. Because it was messed with by Desty Nova. So then this guy shows up. His name, they don't say it quite yet, but his name is Bizarre, and he's a creation of Nova's, and he's like the doorman. And here's Desty Nova himself, with his evil villain laugh. I mean, come on, if you can't tell he's a villain at this point, I don't know, man. So then he's also got this his assistant here, his little succubus here, Eli, his assistant, and he's got her obviously for obvious reasons. So, and then he's just here with all his experiments, all his failed experiments, trying to bring, all these more creations into the world or whatever. And he has this brain that he's working on that he wants to take hold of the Berserker body. And Dr. Ido is looking at it all, and he sees it, and he can tell that the brain here belongs to Zapan. So, and it's screaming away, "I will get vengeance!" And, Dr. Ido wants to destroy it before it's too late. You can't have Zapan coming back. And so Eli here, she, bites his ear. I don't know. She's doing all kinds of sexual stuff to him. And Alita's just thinking, where's Dr. Ido? He's not back yet. So this suspicious character shows up with a truck to take her. Oh, and this thing, I skipped over this because I see the watering can. But what they're doing here is Alita, Shumira, and Koyomi are planting seeds. Dr. Ido gave them a present with 3 seeds in each little box, and there's really no, vegetation in this world, so they're planting seeds here as a sort of sign of hope for the future in the post-apocalyptic world here. So Alita still has her Damascus blade, despite not having the Berserker body. She has the Damascus blade, so she takes that and goes on her way. And now Desty Nova, he has 2 associates and himself against Ido, and he beat him up and has him all strapped down. He's about to inject him with a syringe, and he's got Zapan here all wired up, ready to go, eating his flan, and he's just a total nut job. Look at him. Oh, it's so yummy. Oh, yes, there's nothing like a good baked flan. A good flan always clears the mind. Complete total psychopath. I mean, my goodness. So he's just eating his flan. He's got the Berserker body all ready to go, ready to hook up Zapan's evil brain to it. And it's starting to ooze out of the computer and just complete chaos here. Look at the brain coming to life. I criticized Manga just for not having color, but you don't even need color to just appreciate how well this is done. I mean, story is terrific. So here's Zapan. I mean, look at him there. I can't remember my own face. And he kind of looks like a xenomorph from Aliens. And Alita's not there yet. I mean, that's just Dr. Ido going against it. Alita shows up, and there's Nova sitting at the top right there. Not good, man. Not good. So he's there, and he says, she asked him where the hell Dr. Ido is. All right, this really got me. Oh, Ido? What happened to Ido? And he says, he's here, inside this box. And I'm reading that, I'm like, that's going to be some kind of mind game. That can't be true. So, and Alita's thinking the same thing. She can't think that for sure. And she opens this box here. And look at her face. Just look at all that. Well, and he's laughing like a lunatic. Lies. This isn't true. Oh, it is. Ido is dead. I mean, I read that. I'm like, I couldn't believe that. But, yeah, one of my commenters, Samuel Olkey, said, there's going to be a lot of, I felt sad about Ed dying in the last story arc. And, well, Dr. Ido, man, that's pretty crazy. I almost don't believe it. But, yeah, I guess he's dead. So Desty Nova had, experimented with him and killed him. So Alita's just pissed, going right at it. And slashes Nova right in the head there. And she's just screaming because she can't believe it. And, thinks she killed Nova. But Zapan comes in here, like the xenomorph, just attacking. And Nova has all these this nanotechnology in his body, and it's able to rejuvenate his skin and like a reanimated corpse. He's back to normal, and nothing can stop him, I guess. He's the big bad. So, you know, what are we going to do here? So then it cuts back here to Shumira, and she's at the Kansas bar, and Alita's calling, and you just hurry. And Shumira can't understand because they're so far away. And Alita says, "You get out of there. Zapan is alive." And you know, he knows Alita's at the Kansas bar, so that's where he's going. He doesn't know Alita's there because he's like, you know, doesn't know what the hell's going on quite yet. So he's there like this total ghoul and just killing everybody. And literally everyone except Shumira there. And even Murdoch, he wakes up with his hounds and tries to fend him off, right? Just killing everybody. Killing all the dogs, Murdoch. And this guy's able to get Koyomi and Shumira and able to get them away. Not until Zapan kills everyone else and kills the whole bar and everything. Just blows it up. Look at that. And they mention, I'm just kind of showing the art talking about what's going on here, but they mention that Zapan is also like a biblical name for one of the guardians of hell or something to that effect, which I thought was interesting. There's a lot of like biblical references in this. Another commenter left a thing saying that Zalem is sort of a reference to Jerusalem too, which it's interesting how there's all this biblical stuff in it. They planted the seeds for those beans or whatever to show growth, vegetation in the new world, in the post-apocalyptic world. And Alita makes it back to this guy here. I forget his name. They said his name in like the first volume, but they didn't reiterate it. But Alita's there, and it's just Koyomi, one of the dogs, and Shumira. And he says, "No, I'm taking care of these two girls now because it's all your fault that Zapan came back and killed everybody." And you know, Shumira's asking where Ido is, and Alita's, you know, it looks like she's almost got tears. I'm sure you'll see him again someday. Oh, it's so sad. So Nova gave Alita this gun here with all these bullets with sort of this serum in it. And it says, "Load the collapser into the shells and shoot it deep into the berserker body. Holding the gun feels familiar, like it's not my first time." Wait, you're actually going to fight the thing? Like an old familiar friend. So this is like the secret weapon to defeat Zapan and the berserker body. So what happens here is Alita's trying to get her resources ready. And all these people, you know, they know that Zapan caused all this destruction at the hands because he's just screaming, "Where's Alita? Where's Alita?" And they all say that we want to sacrifice Alita as the scapegoat. She must atone for all our sins. Once again, getting into like the biblical references. And she says, "No, you know, we gotta," and yeah, it has this thing right here by Leviticus. "The goat will carry on itself all their sins to a remote place, and the man shall release it into the wilderness for the scapegoat." And she's going to be like their Messiah. See, now she gave a little speech and rallied the troops and is going out there. She's got her music that's going to lure Zapan there, and the blade, the Damascus blade, and the collapser. So, you know, he's just screaming again, "Where is she?" And another thing, too, like you think he's got one eyeball up top there. And maybe someone can leave a comment if this is like some sort of hellish, you know, symbol or something. So she's luring him with the music. And they have a great duel here, a great battle. And, you know, that's Ido's weapon. Just look at that. Absolutely terrific. He's got the gun there firing away. And what he does is he uses his little stinger, I guess, and gets right into her arm and infecting her. And she drops the gun. And what she does is, to avoid getting further infected, she cuts her own arm off. She's got one arm now. And then it just cuts here. And, you know, she's just so sad that, you know, Alita's gone now. She thinks Alita's probably going to die. And she's crying. And then this guy, sort of how Sarah was in the beginning helping feed the poor or whatever. This guy says, "Why don't you help us serve some soup or whatever?" So, yeah, Alita's doing all her action here. You know, with one arm. I mean, how could she go much longer? And she grabs the gun, and, you know, she's getting infected from the bottom here, from the waist, because she's stuck. She's not getting infected, she's stuck. So she cuts off her torso now, so she's got no legs. And crazy how she's doing all this, but great action, and, you know, fires the shot right away and just trying to defeat him. So then you got Nova here just speaking about how, oh, yeah, of course, you have your fetishes, don't you? Like, he's just crazy. This time you die. And she had fired a few collapsers, and it took a while for the collapsers, the bullets, to take effect to the berserker body, but it blows him up from the inside. And Alita is victorious. However, she's nothing. She's just pretty much a freaking head at this point. I mean, I don't know, man. And then defeats him, like you see, he explodes at the end here. Ah! And it's sort of like, I don't know, is he in heaven here now that he's dead? And he wakes up in the bed next to Sarah, the woman that he loved. And they embrace, and I don't know, he's thinking about his sins or whatever. And Alita's just falling down, and she falls down into where the Kansas bar was. And it ends, you know, she's just, her torso and the one arm, and she's crying because she sees that one of the beans is starting to grow. And, you know, for counting from when she was talking to Koyomi, what you doing over there? We're planting flower seeds. Ido gave them to Alita as a present. And she says it's growing, and she starts crying. In flower language, let's see. It says kind memories. And that's how it ends. And then it gives you some information about the nanotechnology and these scientists that we're talking about. Nanotechnology and IBM computers. And how Nova's creating his flan. And just doing his his laugh. And it ends right there. Then we have Rainmaker. So that'll be the next video. But yeah, really sad. I mean, I wasn't expecting to see Dr. Ido die. That was freaking crazy. But once again, thank you guys all for recommending all this manga to me. It's been terrific. I did a while back, maybe a month ago, I did a review of Vinland Saga Book 1. But at this point, I want to finish reading Alita before I go any further into Vinland Saga. So, really enjoying this. Like I said, I'll be on, what's that, Rainmaker? I think that's Volume 6. Volume 6, and there's 9 volumes in this one Alita book. And then I'll show you in the back because they have the advertisement for it. They have this, that's Ghost in the Shell. That's something else. Kind of looks like Alita. It's also a Cyberpunk manga. But they have this, The Last Order, which takes place after the first Battle Angel Alita story. And 600 pages. It's like 20-something volumes. So we'll get into that later. But thanks, everyone, for watching. Let me know your thought in the comments down below. And stay tuned for more new manga reviews every Saturday, and new comic book reviews pretty much every day during the week. And who knows what else I'll upload during the week. Let me know. Thanks. Have a great day.